Zay stealing them Bezos bucks.
Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish, shimmering in the sun. Such a rare one, can't believe that you caught one. If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish, heaviest in the sea. You'd win first prize if you caught me. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was strolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say, damn, they're cute and sing along. If I were a rock, you would pick me up and say, that's a nice rock, skippiest on the lake. Plop, 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 I'm the perfect shape. And if I were a sock, you would put me on and say, that's a nice sock, happiest as a pair. I found you, now I'm not scared. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was strolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say, damn, they're cute and sing along. How lucky are we, of all the fish in the sea? You get to be you, and I get to be me. Just let 'em be me. We're as free as can be, to be the youest of you, and the meest of me. If I were a fish, do 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 do.
If I were a fish, indeed. All right, flipping back over to the scene. Okay, so today's going to be a chill, very much do nothing type of day, because I have this project that I'm meaning to work on for actually a long time. I was actually planning on putting this in, hi kitten, putting this into the 30 days of Zay thing, but ultimately I didn't. But I have this map that we are translating into a map, and we're doing a lot of little detail stuffs. What tool is this? That is the main 2. Yep, that is definitely that tool. And yeah, it's literally just like a bunch of chill stuffs. Stockings and eyeshadow. You actually need to include like those really fancy iridescent nail polishes too. That's like the milk with the cookies, you know. Go back to your stream. What are you doing here? We're just doing chill things. But no, the drag stream is if we ever get partnered. So Slazar makes a full comeback then. Slazar for the month of gay. See, I don't want to, like, I don't think Slazar would appropriate the month of gay. You know, Slazar would take up too much attention. You gotta let everyone else have their chance. What earth am I doing here? Playing around too much with line weight, it seems. That's for one. But howdy, law. This tool, like, isn't quite acting the same as that. Because even at low sizes, it's like, what tool did I use for this? That really does look like this tool. Hold on, is this like... This isn't Spiked Edge. No, it's not. Drag Queens love Pride Month. I know. At some point in the future. But, nope. Slazar, for right now, is still going to be a promise for partnered and no guarantee before then. Sorry to disappoint. What besides if Hentova does what I think she will be extra gay? Everything is so gay when Bon is involved. It's fantastic. What is Shark doing? Shark is working on a giant fucking map. Is there for the return of Slazar? I mean, that's been the drive for a while, isn't it? But yeah, you see, there's like, what's it? In my house, we play Warhammer a good bit. Howdy, bun. Yeah, we play Warhammer in my house here, and we have been wanting to do like a big planetary campaign that, like, you know, it's basically a territory control thing on top of just, you know, playing the tabletop game. So I'm making the map for it, and it's been a long time coming. And I have a kitten who's currently screaming at me. So what I'm doing is I'm just going around cleaning up this mountainside that I have currently. But we are putting in all little details. So I made, like, we actually drew out the vagueness of the map that we're looking to have. And then I flattened it and converted it into, like, basically lines so I can more easily work with it. And we're adding in all of the little details underneath it to flesh out the map. Which I just now realized in hindsight, like just now, this has been like hours and hours of work so far. Just now I realized that, you know, the map is, do this on the right layer. The map is going to be like a hex grid on this, right? We probably should have just used this board to test to see if this map worked. Well, too late now. I say that like I don't have like a good, like, I don't know, 15 hours of work left on this map. But yeah, it's like this whole world building thing as well that I'm doing because it's fun. It's like we're trying to build in the mountain ranges, which are like obsidian plains, like obsidian sheets. So it's like some spiked bits of where things have fallen off recently, some rounded parts where some things have been able to wear it down. I want to have an implication of there being a waterway between these sections. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to be making a archway. I don't think obsidian would really make an archway, but I don't care. But yeah, we're just doing world building stuffs. Like fleshing out a world, realizing that I'm putting too much detail into certain spots and I need to do the overarching thing and then go through and do a detail pass. But listen, I have a lot of fun with this. And of course, the perspective is total fucking nonsense. You know, like actual maps tend to be in, like, you know, for fantasy maps and such. It's like, what's going on over here? I don't know. I didn't put enough thought into anything. Yes, like we have a waterway down here that is, the water connects down into this giant river system that goes all the way out to the ocean. You know what? Let's do the river here. It's like, I think it's probably more wise to do like big sweeping elements rather than a lot of little tiny detail. So how's everyone doing in chat? It's like today is going to be a more lower energy thing for me. Not going to be like super energetic or whatevers. Okay, we want like rapids here. Because it gets down to a really fine point. Let's actually erase away that long line. Because we do want, and then I basically redrew in that line, because we do want this to kind of feel like it's flowing rather equally around these things. And then I realized that we basically gave this two totally different textures. Not that it's terribly important how well this is drawn, because this is going to be on a 4 foot by 4 foot board. It's like, because we're doing all this little detail, but I think that this is going to basically remain like a white page to start, because we're going to be doing like a, as we're calling it, a season 1. Where we're kind of just seeing how well the rules that we have work and how well the format works. And I would be remiss to have to redo the entire map because we decided that, like, yeah, river right in the middle just fucking sucks, you know? Okay, so this is feeding into this like big pool through this. So I realize that having a straight shot river is boring as shit, so we're gonna have this wind quite a bit more. But that is later. And this river is coming off of a mountain as well. So we're gonna have like oh, actually. Yeah, so we're gonna have like mountain right here that's dumping the water into the river. This is going to be a rather fast flowing river. It's like danger pass. Actually, no, let's make this into like a little waterfall. And widens out a little bit, but we still want this to be kind of a fast flowing river. Put in some more curves, because the proper river's got curves. Some swirling eddies. Kitten. Kitten. Look at that, Ludicolo. What is it? Duosion. It's green. I was close. Yep. Like I said earlier, today's going to be kind of like a chill stream day. Like, you know, is it the last couple of weeks? No, kitten, don't you dare fucking jump up there. I have literally bapped. 1 second. I'm going to go beat up a kitten. The moment that I took off my headphones, she bolted. It's like she's jumping on top of the frog tank to get my attention, even though I am giving her attention whenever she screams. But apparently that's not the attention that she wants. So she'll jump on top of the frog tank, and that really annoys me because the frog tank has like a glass sheet on top that can damage the screen on top of the frog tank if it's moved around too much, because it's not really designed to be up there. And of course she doesn't fucking understand this, and she wants to see the frogs. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, the last couple of weeks I've had like a lot of anxiety and like mild panic attack stuffs, which is just like, it's just like a thing, right? It's not nothing to like be immediately concerned about or whatnot. But what was it? I saw a doctor for it like 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. And so yeah, I got anxiety meds for the first time in my life. Because as I've always said with my doctor, it's like the last thing I want to do is be taking meds for anything. I want to try every option otherwise. But at this point, it's like, yeah, I like literally can't work because it's like, yeah, I had a panic attack on stream and I just kind of like rode through it. So, but like, that's probably not healthy. So that's why we're doing a chill stream today, where I'm not like putting much effort into anything or putting much thought into anything, because Good gosh, do I not want to do that too much? Do I not want to have to like think or put too much energy into things? And which makes something like this perfect. Like this type of stream perfect. This type of art perfect. Wait, when? What when? What? Like when I got meds? I was like, Friday? Yeah, I should have been on anxiety meds for a long fucking time, but you know. Like I said, I don't like messing with the chemical nature of my brain if I can avoid it. So you know, doctor understood and naturally, you know, was kind of agreed with me. It's like that should be more last minute thing. Foxy Fears Jack0. Hello, welcome on in. You're joining in for a chill stream time where I think we were just talking about anxiety stuffs, but we're working on a giant map for Warhammer campaign I'm going to be doing. You can see all the little tiny details. It's got a swamp. It's a mushroom forest over here. It's a good old time. So yeah, what were you up to? Tell me about yourself. And of course, if you need to raid and run, feel free to do so. And I'll just force your community to answer all my questions instead. But yeah, hello, I'm Zazar. I'm a character designer and illustrator. And we're working on a map and world design stuffs. Yes! Art tax. Oh yeah, shoutouts are a thing, huh? Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. There we go. Yeah. You're doing art for another streamer. Ooh. Like what? Doing emotes for them or just like logo stuffs or just like, hey, I'm just doing art for yous. And you're just like drawing up the character or whatnot. But oh, I kind of want to see. Hey, and thank you so much. Yeah, we do a freebie stream when we hit certain goals. At this point, I should be a mod, but should I really? You know what? But I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna mod you. Fuck it. Let's see what you do with your mad power. First thing you do is /unmod Hentabo. You can do that. I've done that in communities before. But yeah, fuck that. I want to see art tax. It's like you can post links in here. It's not going to bop you or anything. Howdy, Kane. All right. Emotes, TLDR, Pro StarCraft 2 streamer was like, I need emotes. And there's chat was like, use ChatGPT. And I was like, no. Oof. I mean, good on you for offering up your services instead. You'd never seen mod view before. It's like, yeah, I've only really ever in mod view myself whenever it's immediately needed for the stream. All right, let's see the art tax. Ooh, oh wow, that's a treat. Hold on 1 second. I'm actually putting this on screen for a second. Okay. Do you know what this reminded me of? Oh, hey, Bun. There you go. You test your powers immediately. A protest probe. Okay. You say you don't work on mechanical stuff often. And I know mechanical stuff is a huge pain in the ass sometimes. This reminds me so much of the art style of Transistor, which I guess is a, oh my God, not Art Nouveau. It was one of those eras of things. Hey, thank you so much, Bun. But like it reminds me of that like Art Nouveau-esque stuffs, and I love it so goddamn much. So like, fuck yeah. That's cool. I love it. There's a lot of detail in that. That's just awesome. Fatality. Bun wins. you know, it's like, yeah, use ChatGPT to make your emotes. Yeah, then your emotes will look the same as everyone else. I'm sorry, bud. It's like that, like, good on you for putting your hat in the ring, I guess. Trying to make some stuffs to avoid such an awful outcome. And yeah, I have like, I've done emote work for like a couple of partner streamers and such before, and it's like they're so forgetful. It's I get it, right? You have like a whole lot more people to have to work with and like, you know, stream for and whatnot. It's like, I understand it, but it is really funny how often, like, you know, I will, you know, do an emote for someone and then it's like they forget to even fucking upload it for like 6 months. So if they did end up using ChatGPT to make all their emotes and then someone comes along and makes emotes for them, they're still gonna fucking forget to even upload them for a while. Told their Twitch chatter that ChatGPT to go watch AI bot games instead of watching a player. Ooh. Scandalous. Good call, though. God, okay. Yeah, right. Oh, God. Okay. Bad comparison. Bad, like, what my immediate thought process, bad comparison. But I have been working on trying to do some type of, like, Pokemon-esque auto battler for my streams, where it's just kind of just random move inputs, they fight against each other, right? And it's like, yeah, you know, watching two AI bots fight against each other actually does sound kind of fun, because that's something I've been actively thinking about for a while now. But like, the energy is like, you have the right energy with that of like, oh, well, you know, just go watch a non-human player if you want to do the thing. And then I'm sitting here like, but actually watching a stream of non-human players actually sounds kind of hype. See, we're on 40K in the title for the Emperor. Oh wait, oh, my sister is calling me. Hold on, I gotta see what's going on here. 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna answer on stream. Swipe up to answer. 1 second. Ah, speaker. Hi, you're on stream. What's going on?
It just sent you an email. I need to get the thing, I guess. But hello, stream.
Hi, Mom. You're not Sissy. What on earth?
No, I'm calling from her phone.
Okay.
I'm having a problem again with the TV for some reason.
Okay.
And the Netflix stuff.
Yep, and this is why I have the Netflix account, because I actually have all the info stuffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was me. Check. Confirm update. Okay, you're good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
Appreciate it. Bye.
That was my mom calling from my sister's phone because of a Netflix thing at my sister's place. I don't know what's going on with that. You know, they had forgotten all their Netflix login info, and I was like, just use my fucking email. I don't forget my email stuffs. Anyways, 40K stuffs. Yeah, so in my household, everyone like is a fan of and or plays Warhammer 40K, the tabletop miniatures war game. And we've had this idea of using the Crusade mode, the Crusade game mode, where for anyone who's unfamiliar with Warhammer, I'm going to give a quick crash course. Don't worry, I'm not going to go too nitty gritty detail stuffs. Tabletop miniatures war game set in a dystopian sci-fi future, grim, dark as fuck, etc., etc. The Crusade game mode is not one where you make your army list and you play that army every single game, or like, you know, you play that army for one game and then you put your models away. Crusade is one where you make your army list and you keep it consistent between games, and you're making a story and building up out of your army list. So if you have a unit that, you know, gets completely fucking annihilated in a fight, then there's a chance that they take a permanent wound on them, and that becomes part of their story, and you're continuing this story as you're playing with this army, and you play against other people with Crusade armies so that you're like collectively evolving your army and making the story out of it. And we thought it'd be really fun to do a planetary campaign where it's a like area objective and resource management-esque game that uses the Crusade game mode as a background. So we're basing it on Crusade, but we're adding in like an entire planet that we're all fighting over and trying to like kick each other off the planet and get the resources out of it, things like that, right? So that's what I'm working on right now, is working on the map that we're going to be using for this planetary campaign. What faction y'all play? So that's a loaded question. When I was younger, I've been playing Warhammer for more than half my life. No, wait. Oh god, yeah, more than half my life now. When I was younger, I pretty much only played Tyranids, the big bugs. But as friends of mine left the hobby, I bought the armies off of them. Both because, hey, I can get a bunch of models for cheap to test on, and B, if they ever wanted to get back in the hobby, I would have a head start for them, as I would give them back their models. And so I've ended up now with a collection of tons of Space Marines. Oh my gosh, what the hell was it? Astra Militarum, at the time it was Imperial Guard. Blood Angels. What the hell was that other one? I have a few random demons for some reason. No one collected demons. I don't know why I ended up with demons, but I have some random demons. And of course my Tyranids, but my real main army is Necrons, because of course giant space mummies, space mummy robots is fun. Though my roommates play, one of them plays orcs and Sisters of Battle, nuns with guns, always fun. And the other roommate has a Space Marine army, Space Marine army, a Death Guard army, the Nurgle guys, the Nurgle Marines, and a Tau army. So we have a very eclectic mix in this household. And when I say, I have armies of these other factions, it's like 1,000 points at most, right? We didn't have very big collections when friends were leaving the hobby. Umis ain't logical. Yeah, you're an orcs player through and through. Like, there's no way that you would do anything other than orcs. That just fits you so fucking well. It's like, at best, you would have like a corn detachment just to have it occasionally to do something different. I have one guy, he's very extra. Yep, you have one guy. He's fitting for being Pride. He's a little, what is it? You're a little slutty boy. Yeah, you slutty guy. Okay, I want to have like big floating patches of like debris in here. I've personally never played Tabletop Game, but do enjoy listening to lore about the universe. So the Warhammer community is like 3 different communities that are all just mashed together. And like they exist totally separately, but can intermingle as much as they want. And that is the players, the people who actually play the tabletop game, the lore folks who just like the in-depth crazy lore and they read through all the books and whatnot. And then there's the collectors, the people who like the hobby for, the same reasons that people like any miniatures hobby of just, I want to collect all the really pretty models and I want to paint them up and make them look really cool, put them in little dioramas. And like all of them are totally valid and I love it. It's like, I don't play the tabletop game as much as I actually want to because it takes so fucking long to play the game. And it has a couple of flaws in the gameplay. But it's like, it's still fun. So, but, you know, most of the time I just end up doing the hobby side of things, where it's just like, I like painting up my models. Like, I'll actually, I mean, if we just one little model, I'd be more for collecting and display. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, I have, what is it? My Tyranids are so old now that the entire model line has actually been refreshed. So, like, a lot of the models that I have aren't even, like, the same ones that they're selling now, which is really fun. But since they're all painted up so differently, I just started calling them the Skittle Squad. And now my Tyranids, I'm like making a little lore for my Tyranids that they're just the biological experimentations for the hive mind. And it's like, all right, that's why they're all painted up differently, and they all look so different from the other ones that exist that you can get now. It's like, and if I get new models, it'll just fit in the theme really well. It's like, all right. I recently did a group, yep, Skittle Squad, based off of what they call shrimp tanks. When you have multiple colors in the shrimp tank is a Skittles tank. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, but I've been experimenting with fluorescent paints. Hold on. I'm actually going to get the photo of them real quick because I think you'd appreciate this. Invading fox pair. It's a pair of what? Pair of foxes. Oh no. 1 second. All right, let me show these things. Skittles fox. Oh wait, lots of different colors. I'd hazard a guess. Big fan of oh my god, what was it? I can't remember the name of the thing now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's gonna bug me. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just distracting myself with multiple different things. Yeah, I just sat down with an airbrush and I just painted up a bunch of these things just for funsies. And of course, because I wanted to make this really fun, it's all fluorescent paints. So they all fluoresce under black light. And also fitting for Pride Month because we have the Rainbow Screamer Killer. So yeah. That's the type of stuff that I'm doing. Is the Skittle Squad. Oh, yeah, it's just like the map. Don't need that. Yeah, and for anyone who's just, you know, still joining in or like just kind of hanging out. Yeah, normally I say normally, my schedule is actually a little bit kind of out there for what we're doing, but like normally during art streams, it's like character design and furry illustration stuffs. It's just like today is chill day because anxiety's been real bad lately, so I'm just doing like one of the things that's super chill for me, which is just little tiny details on a map, and I just get to kind of continuously futz about with it. I want this to kind of look like refuse and just like a floating mass of just like grime. Do that by just kind of putting in a bunch of little details, and your brain can fill in the dots. It's like a couple of more regular shapes like boxes. Your brain will just be like, yo, that's clearly like a blank and blank. We've been listening to audiobook Lion L. Johnson, Son of the Forest. Honestly, I like it. So I am of two minds when it comes to... Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Warhammer portion of the stream, where we're going to talk about Warhammer lore and Warhammer stuff. So if you have any mild interest in Warhammer things, feel free to chime in. If you don't have any care, but you're still interested in listening about fascinating, weird shit in a fandom or group you probably know nothing about, then, I mean, you're in for a treat. If you don't give a shit about Warhammer whatsoever, I don't know, come back in like 20 minutes. We'll probably be past it or something. Kane, I like talking about this shit. You're fine. I just... You know, it's just how it goes, how it be sometimes. So Sons of the Forest is, I haven't read it myself, but I have heard that it is actually a phenomenal book, and it actually does a lot to fix a lot of the, I guess, character issues that the Lion had in the past, because the Lion was honestly kind of a shit character. He was bad Primarch, bad character, not really designed super well, because at the time, Primarchs weren't a thing. There was no reason to have good character traits for Primarchs. That's why his name is literally Lionel Johnson. Lion L. Johnson. Because it was just, he was background lore. All of them were just background lore for the longest time. So it's like, oh yeah, their name is a fun little quirky thing. Okay, let's get back to the rest of the tabletop lore stuffs that we care about. So when they reintroduced him, they actually justified his, like, leave for so long, and, you know, what is it? And his, I guess his age as a defining element for his character, and how he's a lot slower than he used to be, and how he's, you know, not quite as good as he used to be, and he's struggling with a lot of things when in the current setting, in the current universe, that's so different than when he, like, when he was, I guess, put to rest for so long. And then, of course, giving him a couple of new powers and whatnot. So, you know, that's a really good use case of bringing back a Primarch. But I don't like that they're bringing back the Primarchs. It's like, a couple of them, sure, I think that it's fascinating for the plot line to be like, what do these people who basically died doing like these huge tasks and didn't get to see that all of their tasks have led to everything they worked for becoming everything they didn't want it to be, like, what do they think of it now? And it's been really fascinating to see this and see these plot points unfurl. But through unofficial sources, which more often than not actually end up being true, they've planned on bringing back every Primarch. And it's like, the story's not about them. Like, that's what kind of irks me about bringing back the Primarchs, is the story has really been, like, about the world setting. And, you know, viewing the world setting through the lens of the Primarchs, you know, these basically godlike beings to everyone else who helped make this universe what it is. Yeah, there's a lot that can be done with that. There's a lot of really cool fascination with it. But it kind of puts everyone else on the back burner of importance. And that is so frustrating. At least they're doing some stuff well with it, like having when Dante met, oh my god, what's his name? Ultramarine guy. My brain just keeps saying Lionel Johnson. I know that's wrong. I don't know, Smurf Daddy. Yeah, when Dante met him, it was like this very thoughtful and, like, really good bit that still makes Dante feel like he's relevant and important to the story when faced with literally someone better than him in almost every single fucking way possible. It's like, there's a lot of really good moments for it, but all it takes is one, yeah, Gilliman, that's it, thank you. But all it takes is one fucking bad author. So far, all the authors that they have for the Primarchs have been really good authors. But if they do plan on bringing back every single Primarch, they don't have, like, 10 really good authors. They have, like, 5 fantastic authors, and then, like, 10 okay authors, and then they have, like, 10 kind of shit authors. And it's like, where are they gonna put these? Where are they gonna give this responsibility to? Because all it takes is just one to really fuck it up. But yeah, theorizing that Dorn is next, I'd believe it. It was, in my mind, it was going to be Dorn or, gosh, what was it? Dorn or Raven Guard, Captain Corvus, that was it. But if they bring back Corvus, they're bringing back Erebus too, because that's literally their plot points are intertwined. Yep, Fulgrim has made his re-debut. He actually has a model. Fulgrim's model is fucking sick, and I never want to own it because it looks like it'll just snap in half the second I look at it wrong. But yeah, because Fulgrim made his comeback, we actually got to learn more on his tragedy, and I'm so sad. The more and more I learn about the Horse Heresy, the more sad I get about it. And that makes it a really good fucking story. Okay, Riot. Yeah, obviously not, I'm not going to spoil anything, right? But I guess it's not unfair to say that every Primarch is actually just a tragedy. Like, none of their stories aren't a fucking Greek tragedy at this point. And of course, since Fulgrim is back now, they gave him a book, and the book just has more details on his fall from grace, and it's just, aw. Poor boy. Oh, now he's torturing people viciously for thousands of years. Okay, maybe I don't feel quite so bad. I guess, you know, he wouldn't have done that before he fell as a demon Primarch, but you know. Okay, River's feeling pretty good. So, for the force we have over here... Okay, yep, the Force are Mushroom Force. Got it. How they bring back Russ? I mean, Lehman Russ is an easy one to bring back. All that he did was just go into the webway. Like, if they want to bring back Lehman Russ, they just have him, like, basically come out of the webway and it's like, yo, bitches, give me a beer. Like, he is the easiest one to bring back. I guess that also means he's the easiest to possibly fuck up. So, you know. Yeah, it's how they bring him back is gonna be kind of important. It's like I said, not super big on the Primarchs coming back in general, but since we already know that they're making efforts to bring them back, I'm at least rooting for it being a good time. Also, Primarchs like Joy Toy are sick looking. God, yeah. I mean, this is fucking cool. Oh, and I'm so happy. I can't wait till they bring back Conrad Kurz and giving some justification for him coming back, given the fact that his entire fucking plot point is, I'm a brooding guy. I'm gonna brood and be really brooding and really dramatic and edgy and nothing matters and grr. I'm gonna let them cut my head off because that proves I'm right. And then I can't wait until they bring him back and it's like, yo, bitch, we saved you. And he's like, you fuckers ruined my point. I love the Night Lords. They're so fucking stupid. Like, they are legitimately one of my favorite fucking factions just because of how edgelord they are. Like, to a fault. And that makes them so good. Because it's like, congrats. They're edgelords. They're edgelords and they can never win. Yeah, and for anyone who's listening in and doesn't know what the fuck I mean, Conrad Kurz, Primarch, like, basically bioengineered superhuman to be, like, the absolute peak of humanity, etc., etc., etc. He can see the fucking future. He has no control over it, but he meets someone and, like, sees basically their entire future. But he refuses the idea that it can be changed. He's like, okay, that's the future. So he just became a nihilistic asshole. Instead of listening to all the other people who have, like, similar glances into the future and are like, okay, so how do I change that? And they fucking manage to change it. So he's just this nihilistic asshole who just accepts the future for being what awful asshole thing it is. And he's like, that's why I can be a bitch. So he's just an asshole to everyone and is this awful, awful person doing these awful, awful things. And he's like, well, the future can't be changed. And then someone changes the future. He's like, I'm just not going to acknowledge that. And just continues being a bitch. And he complains a lot too. It's great. I fucking love him. True grade. They can't do it. No, they cannot ever. Yeah, they can never win. Oh yeah, no. What he did Vulcan was fucking awful. And Vulcan deserved every single second of kicking his ass. Yeah, I'm gonna trap you in a labyrinth that you're never gonna be able to escape. Torture you by making you basically kill innocent people and make you feel like it's your fault for not being good enough. And then at the very end, I'm gonna taunt you by giving you like the only way out. And then show up in front of you and tell you, ha, that thing you have can't actually teleport you out of here. The thing was a hammer. It was a hammer the teleporter built in. So Vulcan just went, bitch, it's a hammer, and kicked his ass so much. Like, it was so good. It was so good. Oh yeah, like, the rest of that story was hard to read because it is literally, like, awful, awful individual tortures very kind man, the book, like, the story, but it makes the ending so much better, where he's just like, you seem to forget that this is also a hammer, and then just smashes his face in and fucking beats him till he's like almost dead. Yeah, it's like, and remember, for every good story, there's also a bad one. It's like, yeah, these stories really good moments, super memorable. And then you have like, God, I have it over there. I don't remember the name of it, and that's probably for the better. It's a fucking Grey Knight's book. And it's just Deus Ex Machina, the fucking book. Everything is just Deus Ex Machina throughout the entire fucking thing. And there's like no good justification for it. There's no good logic for it. It's just, yeah, we're the best. We're cool and awesome. Look at how effortlessly we do everything. And then it's just, what am I here for? The fuck with the Dragon King? Which one's Dragon King? I'm sorry? Oh, hey, ad's about to start. Yay. Oh, Vulcan. Yep. I forget that was a name for him. Yeah, it comes up all the time. Which is funny, because I almost started a fucking Salamanders army. You think I would know more on Space Marines. Like on the Salamanders and their leader. Like, the Grey Knights, like, as a whole, the Grey Knights are pretty much hey, this is the end goal for Space Marines. Like, this is what the Emperor was making. This is what the Emperor was trying for. All the other ones are pretty much just test beds to eventually make the Grey Knights. Like, that's what the Grey Knights are. Like, the Grey Knights are literally, like, the Custodes, but Space Marines, so they're actually able to be mass-produced. That's the Grey Knights. And for that, I dig it. Like, I think that's really cool. I think there's actually a lot of really nice, like, story beats that can be done with them, and I think that they actually fit in really well with the overall world setting. The real problem with them is that it's really hard to make a book based on the guys who are, like, supposed to be the perfect ones, right? It's like, and this book made an attempt at it. It's like, yeah, there's deception where they've tricked an entire planet into thinking the Grey Knights are the bad guys because no one knows who the Grey Knights are. Shit like that. But it's still like, ugh. It's really hard to take the perfect boys and be like, we're going to make you a good story. Because it's not like Ultramarines where it's like, well, we know they're going to be the best, like, you know, the main character shits, but what struggles do they go through in order to become and refine themselves to be the best they can be? Versus Grey Knights where it's like, they were literally genetically engineered to be perfect little bitch babies. What struggles do they have? I don't know. How hard am I going to punch this demon in the face? Like, saying, like, okay, saying considered the best implies that the rest know they exist. That's the other part of it, is that they were kind of like made in secret. To put it as bluntly as possible, you know, like Vulcan is the Primarch of the Salamanders. So Vulcan is like the core of what makes the Salamanders, and all of the learning and all the stuff that comes out of that is because of Vulcan. The Grey Knights don't have a Primarch. Their Primarch is the Emperor. Like, the Emperor's gene seed is what's used to make the Grey Knights. So, like, that's why they're, like, the best of the best of the best. It's the same idea as the Custodes. The Custodes are, like, literally so much better than all of the other Space Marines because the Custodes were handmade. But you can't do that for an entire army. You can't do that for thousands and thousands and thousands of individuals. So what do? Well, we take what we learned from making all of the individual Space Marines and all of the, like, many millions of Space Marines. All right, Emperor time. And so they took the Emperor's gene seed, and it is implied that it was done. This is just an implication. We don't actually know who the gene seed of the Grey Knights are. But it's very, very heavily implied it's just the straight fucking Emperor. Yeah, it's a time. But this was done after all the Primarchs had been whisked away by the warp. So it's like, well, they're all gone. Let's just make the other ones, but we're going to use me instead because the demons don't fuck with me. That's the implication. We don't know for sure. Oh, ad break is starting soon. But yeah. Grey Knights, yay!
Ad break time.
There it is.
Stop what you're doing. Subs get nothing.
Yeah, I'm not stopping what I'm doing because I'm comfortable and I want to keep doodling. Yeah, Bun, you have unlimited power. Yeah, but now you don't have your little VIP badge. I'm sad about it. All right, so Oh, I'm gonna cry about it. I'm gonna be so sad. Yeah, but so how are you surviving the general Warhammer discussion? Learning a lot of stuffs about my hobbies? Yeah, I've kind of figured you'd want to be paying attention. Okay, so I want to imply that this is smashed into the ground and destroyed a lot of the fungal plant life down here. It's like, how detailed do I make everything? Great question. Yeah, because we have the swamp up. It's like I think this is like end goal detail, but not really the detail that we should be aiming for right now. But it's like we have the swamp that goes into the forest area, and like the swamp is super acidic and is like destroying all the mycelium that's trying to grow over here. Then we have the mushrooms, which are all like, it's all mushroom forest stuffs, and it's supposed to be these really thick like wooded areas. Oh, hey, ad break is over. Congrats everyone surviving. Sorry for the ads. Again, the forest goes all the way down to here. We have a mangrove swamp-esque thing over on this side. Also, I love that ad break timing was literally, yeah, the Emperor's actually the Primarch of the Grey Knights. Ad. That's such like, yeah, we're making a TV show. When do we put the ad break in? Well, we need something that makes them want to come back. So yeah, we do Warhammer stuffs in this household. And I'm making a custom planet with its own little lore and ecology and everything so that we can do campaigns on it. Yep. Allegedly. You know, asterisk allegedly. Yeah, even the Custodes are a little envious of the Grey Knights. Which is like the ultimate, just... These are the perfect little boys. Trying to look at all the different mushrooms I have up here, and it's like, which ones should I bring down here too? I love how I did all of the like roots and such, where I just kind of like implied shapes throughout them. Yeah, so this planet, little bit of lore. The planet used to be a agricultural world. They did really well. They made a lot of plants for the tithe, you know, so they don't get beat up by the Imperium for not paying their taxes. But over time, they just like destroyed the ecology of the planet. They destroyed the land, destroyed the ecology. They didn't allow things to regenerate properly. And so the whole thing was, they pulled too much from it. And then every attempt they had to correct it, every attempt they had to, like, you know, get enough plants and get enough food to justify the tithe while not starving themselves, just made everything worse. So now it's like this barren planet that's super polluted, super dangerous, and the only things that were able to survive this process were things that were like incredibly parasitic or incredibly hardy, because they can't really survive off the land anymore, so they have to survive off of the hardy things, and the hardy things survive by just being too tough to die. So that's why it's like giant mushroom forests, because they're parasitic and hard to kill a fucking mushroom. Was it, you can't kill me in any way that matters? That whole line. And then we have a bunch of the animal life are based around that as well. So that's why it's like this super heavily polluted swamps area with these big striders walking through it. And then we have the forest of mushies that's got, you know, these big nosed insects that stab people and little guys. I don't know what's going on with that. I just kind of drew it in because it seemed like fun. And I have one of these funguses that have like a bunch of bones underneath it, because that's just a thing that happens. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's things that live up inside of the canopy of these mushrooms. And whenever something walks underneath it, they all jump down and devour it alive. Shit like that. And so that's like the setting for this. I don't know how I'm going to connect the plains, which are just supposed to be like desert emptiness. Like, the mountain range is all obsidian. Very made in abyss. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the mountain range is obsidian. And so big sheets of it fall down in, like, basically, instead of a landslide, it's like a razor slide, because obsidian cuts to very fine razors. And so that's like, you know, cutting up stuff at the bottom. But whenever the winds pick up, I don't know what made in abyss is, but it sounds like abyssal stuffs, and you know what? This fits abyssal stuffs, so I'll take it. But yeah, whenever the winds whip up, it leaves a lot of the very fine particulates of obsidian sand everywhere, or hits you with razor wind, because, you know, fine obsidian particulate's not exactly good on the body. So it's like, how do I mix a like forest into the plains of obsidian sand without the mushrooms being able to take over the plains of obsidian? Also, how the fuck am I supposed to draw in like plains of sand? That's just boring. Oh yeah, I forgot we have a little worm guy now. I added a worm guy in. And when I say little guy, I mean, this is like a human scale, roughly. Actually, no, if on this map, a human scale is like that. It's just a little guy. Oh, that's right. Okay. So I was going to start putting up a like vague oasis around the lake, and in the obsidian plains is razor grass. It's like, oh god, what was it? It's like fields of almost like a grass that uses a metal that they like naturally pull out of the ground, like iron or something, to form the grass blades. so that way they can poke up through the sand and survive being poked up through the sand, and survive like a lot of the environmental conditions. But of course, it's just like spikes of iron out of the ground or spikes of metal out of the ground. So if you step on it, you're basically just destroying your feet. Literally, like, it just perforates you. If you fall on it, you just die. Yeah, but what is Maiden? What is Maiden Abyss? You already have a bunny. Okay, I want the mountain range that's going into the plain slash desert to be very like fluid into it. Like this is where a lot of material and wind is hitting. So it's kind of breaking loose a lot of stuffs here and it's falling into the desert. Congrats on your bunny. Banui. Anime about kids in a deep death crater where body horror happens. Oh, that sounds actually awesome. Goddamn. I mean, we do have a deep dark abyss now. That's right. I was gonna make another crater. I was gonna make a couple of more craters around the place to kind of like, not like fast travel hubs, but very dangerous alternate paths to get around areas. Since we have this mountain range that kind of like cuts through big areas, I was going to be putting that there, probably another thing like around here, and then like another one over here, just to kind of give us a way around a little bit. I should probably put those in now before I forget. Okay, so this one is in the sand dunes. So we don't want the edge to be like sharp, because it's just like, actually no, they can be kind of sharp. We just have like little bits of sand like trickling down into the deep dark abyss. Like each one has their own dangers of trying to traverse. Yeah, thank you for reminding me about this, Bun. God, that looks so bad. Let's make this like that, maybe. I kind of want to dub it like the Maw or something. It's like, because we have like sand dunes all around it, and then it's going to have like trickles of the obsidian sand falling down into it. And it's going to be overall a rather smooth drop, which makes it even more dangerous. But kind of like the sandstone caverns that you can see, it's just got these like rings of material. Make the lines thicker as we go down, just to imply... Looks more like an eye than a maw right now. I want it to imply getting darker and darker as you're going down. This is going well, I think. I want this to be like negative space. So we're just going to erase away all evidence of the line work down here. Yeah, that's looking interesting. Potentially bend this up just a little bit more, because I want the shape to be rather oblong. Yeah. Then we just have like sand that's falling down into the pit. There we go. So yeah, we have these two are going to be connected, and there's going to be one down here, but I don't fully know what I want down here yet. So this one is in the middle of the forest, but it's around the edge of the swamp, so like it's supposed to have a little bit of influence from both. This one, I guess we could have this one be like at the edge of this mountain, so there's always a risk of like a landslide or a razor slide going down into the hole. I think that could be a little bit fun. Oh god, one half on the swamp, other half getting hit by... Okay, yeah, no, this is a real bad spot. Yep, okay. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this right here. So this is actually the type of stuff I would do in like high school, in like my notebooks. I would just like draw out little maps, and I would just constantly like iterate and add on and just do a bunch of little extra effects on it and try to like make a little world, little setting, justify through some random BS means why things are shaped the way they are. It was a lot of fun. So it's pretty much just what we're doing here. I want this to look like it's possible for more shards to fall in at any point. Yeah, and if you ever see these like little rings in the background, sharktography, there it is, I said it right. Yep. But yeah, those little rings in the background is the actual playing areas. So like, if two groups are inside that circle, then we have to set up a fight. So that means that there's going to be a fight over one of these pits, which is kind of fun to think about. Yeah. Howdy, Goop. How goes the arting? Arting goes well. This is just going to be like a lot of like idle. I'm just going to be adding in a bunch of details into a thing because I feel like adding in a bunch of details into a thing type of stream. It's very chill vibes type of stream. So it's kind of only can go well, I think. Okay, so we have razor hail that's falling into this here pit. Of course, we're gonna have to make up rules for all of the things that we're dealing with here, but oh well. Okay, and on this side we're gonna have like this swamp that's it's falling into this. We're gonna have a river that is gonna be polluted by the swamp, so we'll just have to change up what's downriver of it. Yeah, I hope that you're doing well, Goop. Like I said, this is what we're going to be looking at, is just me zoomed in on map for a while. I think the real problem is going to be down here, because I think that basalt flats would be really fun for this area, but that is a lot of hexagonal shapes. I swear I put a lot of effort into those shapes before, and I don't know where that file is. Not that it really matters too much, because I remember not liking anything that I was making at the time, so. Trying to think how I want to illustrate that these are like kind of swamp is pouring into here. Kind of thinking like a Niagara Falls type look where it's kind of eating away at the edge. Sense of scale is going to be thrown off for all of this, and that's fine. We're here just to make an aesthetically interesting map, not, you know, a lifelike photo of a fictional map. I want this spot to be a little bit raised, because it's going to be fairly dry. Right now we're kind of working with negative space because we're putting in where the kind of swamp flows are. Erase away right here, because this is also a dry spot. Nurgling swamp pouring into relaxing babbling brook. Tempted to try and put some Nurglings in here, but I kind of want the place to feel very army agnostic, I guess. Although, not to say that there can't be Nurglings on a planet and then, you know, other people are just doing their own thing. But you get what I mean. We're just making a really disgusting, polluted swamp. Oh, it just is right next to the river. I wonder if we could justify, like, you know, part of the river splitting off here and contributing to the water flows. I think we're gonna try. So we just have like, you know, big strong rock or shape here. Because I think we have, yeah, we have mountains right down here. So we could actually justify this as like part of this mountain range. Well, it turns into like a basalt flats thing, but I don't know, we'll keep that for right now. Anyways, go get that, I don't know, Laputty? Oh, it's shiny Haxorus. GG's, Bun, GG's. Okay, so let's have this be like mountain right here. So like this is kind of going between a mountain pass. How fun would it be to actually have like an archway on this? Because that actually gives kind of a way to cross this area. I don't think Obsidian can make archways, but I don't think Obsidians can make mountains either, so I don't give a fuck. And I'll kind of make this look right. Because I like the idea of the sides of this, like, archway have, like, fallen down in, like, sheets occasionally. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a couple of larger pieces into the water here. Yeah, this is actually secretly a Minecraft world. It's actually what's happening here is I'm just recreating a Minecraft block world. Yeah, that looks like a bunch of water hitting a stone slab at a distance. Okay, so we have like this edge, we have like this edge vaguely up here. We need to make this look like it's got depth now. I realize I need to actually lower this side to justify why it's only falling right there and not right here. Something like that, sure. So we're doing just kind of vague lines going down. A little bit of minor shading in some spots just to help give us some sense of depth. See, it doesn't quite look like a big pit yet. Let's try more hard shading. What's at the bottom of the pit? So this pit, and this pit are all going to be connected. And I realized I made this one fucking huge. Whoops. Okay, it is now. I'll adjust later if it's a problem. But, you know, they're just going to be connected and used to try to get around, like right here is a mountain range. Here's well, not really a mountain range, but this mountain range... There's one right here as well. So it's going to be kind of hard to get across these areas sometimes. So this is going to be used as a way to give players an alternate path. Possibly. It kind of depends on what, you know, the other players think of the idea. So what's at the bottom of this pit? Probably nothing good. Like, we're getting a lot of this water that is not healthy water pouring down here, and the obsidian, like, razor hail is falling down here as well. So it's like a mix of really toxic water and razor sharp like shards of glass. But like there's pathways down there kind of. A worm. I mean, probably in this one. We got a little worm friend. He just wants to say hi. And he wants to eat your flesh. Are you gonna deny them that? That simple pleasure? Okay, this mountain range. Kind of, I want to do like vaguely like that. God. I wonder if I was doing this while the roommates were awake, I could just be like, yo, join the chat and just listen along and complain if you got complaints. So I don't like have to adjust it twice or something. But they're probably both asleep. Okay, I want to have this be like a sheer cliff wall going into this river. They get better sleep schedules. Yeah, they're trying to adjust their sleep schedules by staying up as long as they can, which kind of doesn't help. And I told them this, but I don't know. I don't know if they're awake or asleep right now, to be fair. I haven't tried to message them. But yeah, if there's a bunch of blood on one of the pit, it's a cornhole. Oh, wow. And put some milk down there and you got a whole pit of cornflakes. Boo, you boo. Okay, I kind of want to pull this like water over here and have like a spring or something at this location. And then this is what kind of feeds this portion of this river. Let's do that. Okay, and then this kind of just wraps around. Yeah, more mountaining right here. What's it? Skulls for the skull throne, milk for the cornflakes. That's the line? Chill stream time. Oh yeah, so on Steam, like I have this vague side goal of just upping my games completed percentage number thing, because I don't know why. It's just, I know that not a lot of people play a ton of games in their Steam library, and I think it'd be kind of fun to see my games percentage number go up a little bit. And I recently passed 40%, which is very surprising. For anyone who's not familiar with it, it's just how many achievements do you have in each game? It's like, what's your total percentage of achievements you've completed? I've recently passed 40%, so I was like, all right, that's great. What games do I have that, like, I really enjoy, but I haven't 100%ed yet? And I realized that I still hadn't 100%ed FTL. And so I've been playing more of that. And it reminded me that I had 100%ed it before, but the Steam cloud saving at the time wasn't that great and it overwrote my save. So I had like nothing. and I guess I just didn't keep track of my stuffs. So I've been going through and trying to complete the hardest fucking achievements in that game. And I only got a couple left. God damn. FTL, Faster Than Light. It is a roguelike space game. And it's considered like one of the best in the genre. It's old at this point. But it is considered like a keystone roguelike game that other games have based a lot of their inspiration on how this game works and operates and unlocks things and such. And I haven't found one that's really as much fun, honestly. Yeah, it's also balls hard with some of the achievements. One of the achievements is to unlock a ship that in 8 sectors, what you need to do is find an uncommon like random event, succeed at the roll to get a item on your ship, which replaces an augment that you can only have 3 of at a time. Then you have to find a different random event and succeed on the roll on that, so that way they look at the augment and they repair it, giving you a new crew member who's a crystal crew member, and it's like the only one of the species at the time. And then you have to go to a specific sector that only shows up between 5, 6, and 7, because the 8th sector is the final one and there can't be anything else. You have to go to that sector, go to a specific quest marker, and then you have to complete a boss fight at that spot. And it's like, holy shit. Like, it's such a pain in the ass to get this done. And after I completed it, I finished this. After I completed it, I found out that if you use a different ship that has a crystal guy unlocked on it automatically, that you have to get by beating the game with a different ship entirely and doing this different chain, you can rename the crystal guy on that ship and just have the quest markers show up. So all you have to do is just do like the last step. Found that out as soon as I was done. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. Let's kind of do a bit more of this, like, cliff
Stretch
face.
your wrist.
Oh, I gotta stretch my wrist. Okay, we're gonna zoom out so people can take a look at the whole thing that we have. I'm gonna stretch my wrist. I really feel like I need to size down that cave at the bottom there. Like, that is so dominating of space, and that's just mildly upsetting. Especially when you look at the other 2 holes and they're like nothing. Stretching the wrist. All right. How easy can I just like select this and resize? That scales down rather well. It could be better, it could be worse. Like, I'm still considering this map, for the most part, a, like, beta version. which is why we're not going to be coloring it. And what's the lore of the planet? I was saying it a little bit earlier, but agricultural world. The agricultural world was doing really well. They were making a lot of food. They were making a lot of agriculture. But they kind of depleted a lot of the planet's resources without realizing it. So when the planet stopped being as fruitful, they got more and more desperate to maintain the tithe and maintain what they had to, like the taxes they had to pay, basically. And ended up just completely fucking the planet. So now the only way that they grow anything is through hydroponics that they have in their like little habitation centers. And what little like crops they can still grow and I guess creatures they can still rear are just kind of more so for survival than for anything else. Like all of the plant life was destroyed and now they only have only mushrooms have been growing on the space, and most of the animal life has been destroyed except for the hardiest of species and the parasitic of the hardiest of the species, which also kind of justifies the mushrooms. So the planet is a like polluted fucking hellscape with hyper aggressive and hyper dangerous species and fungal creatures. And of course, the entire mountain range and a lot of the like stone of the planet is obsidian. War never changes. Yep. Warhammer got him. So yeah, because the material is like, you know, a bunch of obsidian, it will shear off and flake off and fall down into like onto people as these razor walls and razor hail. Razor falls is I think the term I used earlier. And on top of that, the obsidian eventually gets worn down into like dust and sand, but it's still fucking obsidian and is still, as far as sand goes, relatively sharp and coarse and gritty and gets everywhere. So the desert areas are not very safe either. And when the wind picks up really strongly, it can pick up a ton of this like razor material and can whip it across areas and across habitation zones, making a very bad time for everyone involved. It's like I can go into more. I actually did a whole write-up for like the puzzle chat for this, because of course this is taking a lot of planning. Okay, so we're gonna have the water and the swamp be kind of divided like this. Yeah, what is it? Hold on. Actually, I do have one thing on that I did want to look at again. Still need to find a good name for the planet right now. It's just Inilla 7 and I don't like it. Or Inia 7. I just don't like it. It's just like, meh. Okay, there are some reared stock of animals, but as mentioned above, they are not a primary food source. In fact, they are particularly preferred, as the folds on their bodies hold in dirt and grime, making them smell awful. Must be kept in outer areas of the habitation centers in order to graze, leading to the locals have to defend them with las rifles against the parasitic fly species. The creatures of the... God damn it. Oh, fuck. Where did I write that species down? I really like that animal thing. I actually kind of want to write them... I want to do a thing for them. Only the strongest, hardiest, and most aggressive species survive the extinction. The hyena are large insects bigger than your head with armor plating turned into a proboscis on their front to lay eggs and creatures to hatch and eat their way out. Six-legged creatures called naliped adapted to them, growing thick sheets of skin and hard fat in their body that's used as sacrificial mass for these insects. The locals here state that this flesh is not traditionally edible, but is suitable in dire circumstances if cooked for many days on a low simmer. So it's just these, like, almost like hog-esque creatures with 6 legs that are just, like, covered in folds of fat and just mass. Not the bugs, the six-legged creatures that the bugs use as a breeding ground. So the creatures, in order to not fucking die from the parasitic insect species, have like sacrificial mass on them that the bugs go for instead. Yeah, it's a nice time. I didn't make the planet a good planet. I wanted it to be very grimdark. 1 month pulled pork. It's, yeah. It's like, what is it? I was picturing like Eye of Round, where it's part of a cow that's like this notoriously really hard cut to work with and really hard cut to like make a steak out of. And you have to like simmer it really low, put a bunch of stuffs on it in order to break it down and make it tender, or else it's just like boot leather if you tried cooking it normally. That's kind of what I was imagining for just these species' whole fucking bottom. Codependent, not parasitic. Oh no, the fly species can use any animal, people included. All they do is they just find something that's like, hey, that's something made out of meat. Just use the proboscis, lay some eggs, and they fuck off. And then the eggs, when they're ready to hatch, are like, hey yo, food, and they eat their way out. I think that qualifies as parasitic. These ones do. These ones use their proboscis as a thing. It's a multi-function one. They just have like one tube on their entire body and it's used for every single function. What was that? I doodled one of them in up here. Yeah. Rough doodle of one. And none of this is size accurate, of course. Oh yeah, I kind of doodled in one of these things. Again, super rough and not size accurate. But they're just like, they just look like melting mounds of flesh. Yeah, little flies, they're just little cute little guys. And then they stab you with their face and they're like, yo, have my kids. Don't worry, they're just hungry later. Okay, so I want to have like those kind of hexagonal basalt, not basalt, I think it's basalt, I don't know. I want to have like these kind of hexagonal shapes down here for the for this area, or at least it turns into that by the edge of the ocean. Oh, hey, ad break is starting in a couple of minutes. It's like, this level of detail, I am happy with to take everywhere. When we have this level of detail everywhere, then I would consider it done. And then this area, I'll keep this dense so I can look at it later and be like, that's what we want. But yeah, I do like that I doodled in extra creatures. I don't have a writing on these things at all. Anybody have a biology concept for these things? Note that the pools of liquid that they're walking through are like supposed to be like very acidic and polluted areas. It's like there's literal bones and skeletal masses inside of these things. So if you come up with stuffs, feel free. I have nothing for them. Yeah, they're just striders. They're just striders, but I'm just thinking, like, how do they survive this area? What type of creatures do they hunt for, or plant mass do they try and hunt for? Turn them into a marketable plushie. Ah, that'd be so good. Doesn't have to make sense. I'm just asking for fun speculative science. Like, hey, there's this giant, like, bug strider species that exists on a planet that's incredibly inhospitable, and they have limited resources. What do we think they do to survive? It's like, it's fun. Actually, there's not even 40,000 hammers in this game. Okay, razor grass. Razor grass is keeping out some of the mycelium roots. Because whenever the winds shift, it picks up the mycelium and just basically impales it. So it's spending too much energy to repair it, and it's just not bothering. At least right here. God, how do I do this thing? I did kind of like that shape. And we just kind of did this going off of it. And we have vaguenesses of dunes. Oh, I wonder if these dunes would sing as well. That'd be a lot of fun.
Zay stealing them Bezos bucks.
Stealing them Bezos bucks, let's go. Okay, I want to put like a settlement in the middle here, because there is a water source right here. So I think it'd be kind of fun to put a like some sort of settlement or structure here, because we have kind of a city, vague city shape up here. So let's just kind of start scratching in some stuffs. They would need a rather strong wall structure that is used to keep out the sands from the city. Yeah, winds would just pick it up over the wall, but at the very least, they're not getting, like, the sides of the structures assaulted by the weight of razor sand all the time. And like I'm doing like an interesting thing when we're on the ad break. Whoops. No, we would need a dome shaped up top just to keep the sand off. Ooh, we're gonna have no windows. None at all. Because they would just get, like, worn down quicker by the shifting sands that are whipped against the structure. In fact, it's almost illogical to make it a square structure in the first place, but I don't care. We're gonna do a slightly smaller one down here. So I need to find some structures we can put on the outsides of these. Hey, welcome back from the ad break, y'all. We're working on a little city, or at least habitation center, around the middle of the map. Uses long leggies to eat the caps of mushrooms dotting the landscape. The bug uses chemical agent found in the mushroom to create an acidic, caustic-resistant shell for the large eggs and larvae they lay in the acid pools that poison the landscape. Wow! I like it! I like it a lot! Also means that the eggs can actually be something that locals might try to utilize too, to give themselves some type of resistance against the toxics of the swamp. I like it. I'm going to screenshot that and just put that as an image in here so I can look at it later on. Boop. Yeah, it could be hunted for armor. Eggs are utilized. There we go. I have that for later. Like, how often will stuffs like come up and be relevant? I don't know yet, but it's fun to have material to work with. And perspective on this is all off, and I don't care. Just put a pipe in it. It's fine. Don't think too much about it. Okay, so we want to have A little bit of stuff's going on here. We want to add some greebling. Stinky swamp pipe. Yep. Because every good habitation center in the Warhammer universe needs a stinky swamp pipe. It's for all the cool critters to come crawling up. Because, you know, cool critters are just friends we haven't made yet. Oop, did that angle all wrong. Alright, so now we just add vague greebling on this. It's like, we don't want... yeah, I don't want windows. That's the problem. And we are actually going to put, like, a little pile of sand on the other side of it, because this is just, like, windswept sand. They have to, like, remove regularly. Or else the walls that they built to keep the sand out ends up becoming like a prison in and of themselves. I think that's a fun little element for a Warhammer thing. It's like, I don't got the art style for that, like, gothic look or whatever, but, I got whatever the fuck I can do. And these are supposed to be really functional looking rather than like super gothic or aesthetic. Just put like a bunch of scuff on it where it's been worn at by the sands. Big old pile of the sand right here. Alright, that's decent for like one of the habitation structures. Yeah, this is where the cornflakes are made, correct. Alright, where should we work on next? I'm thinking we continue down through the plains and just try to flesh this out more. Like, the plains take up a good bit of space. I think most of this is plains, or like all this is plains and down here is like more forest. And eventually I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do like a mangrove-esque swamp in this spot. It's like, I don't want, you know, mangrove trees in particular, but I do want at least something that looks like it would thrive in a swampy environment like that. It's like those really thick and elevated root structure just looks really cool. God, what fucking tool did I use for this? Sorry, I'm just like looking at this a little bit confused. No? Because it's definitely not the same tool I used for the rest of this. Was it my weed tool? I don't think it was the weed tool. Like, what I'm using right now is, like, close enough. I'm not terribly concerned with it. It's just, the heck. Okay. Whatever. We just have like bits of the sand that's like sprinkling over onto this side. The edge of a desert is a little bit vague. It's only like 2 hours and I'm starting to feel fucking tired. Grumble, grumble, grumble. I'm kind of liking that vibe of like that sheer wall look. So let's actually kind of lean into that a little bit. Make this a very difficult area to kind of pass. And we'll have this be kind of the edge of it, giving us kind of this basin almost where it's just kind of sheer obsidian cliff walls. And over here it's a lot lower down. And the dunes are whipping kind of up against it more. Why does sand have to be so difficult to draw? Alright, so now try each grain, easy peasy. Wait a second. Hold on, wait. I can do this one better. Okay, I'll get back to you in a couple of hours here. It's like we're so in this. Let's go. Go get that Musharna. Vulpix, fuck. Congrats on your Vulpix! Okay, and then just a bunch of razor grass here. I'm just putting down some effects. I feel like I'm probably going to be winding down stream in the near-ish time here. What are we, like 38 minutes away from the next ad break? So I guess right before that. Maybe. Yeah, and yesterday I had to socialize, like, a lot. And today, I slept like shit. So I'm still recovering. And that's my logic. I'm sticking with it. That's right, I actually drew in a land bridge over here. Oh, I was socializing. Yep. No, that's exactly it, though. Did not have the spoons. But I still went anyways. And good God. It's like, I was planning on when I got back to make a salad. I got all the stuffs for it, too. But while I was out, I actually picked up a Reese's ice cream cake, and I just ended up eating that instead. It's like, oh wow, this thing's actually gluten-free? What the fuck? And yeah, I just ate that instead of eating dinner, and then I went to sleep. Gotta treat yourself, yup. That's my logic. I was like, shit, this looks good. Fuck it. Actually, angle this a little bit sharper. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be having a lot of salad today. Implication of large sheets having fallen off. Okay, I realized this kind of looks like steps going up, and I kind of want to lean into that a bit. Because I think that there's not enough ways to like climb these mountains, and I like the idea of this being kind of somewhat easy to traverse going over, or at the very least going up here. I don't know if exactly you're going anywhere it's sensible, but you know. The giant step, big steppies. It's big steppies. Oh my gosh. Okay, and what's actually... So this is like a sheer wall. So if we bring that sheer wall like up here, then we can have this be like all of this is like this low cut area that's just slowly ramping up. In fact, let's actually do this just to show that this is going up more. And this is how I do map design, is I just keep adding shit. And it's like, all right, how do I make this look good? All right, is this in any way or shape or form justifiable? What if I need to do this? Yeah, we can actually imply that there's been a lot of these that have like fallen off down here and like slid off the sides. Like these were natural sheets of obsidian that sheared off. that actually may even help contribute so as to why there's a bunch of planes right here. It's like this area has been the source of a lot of like, I guess, seismic activity in this regard. Can imagine if Starry's picking up a modest-sized sheet and tossing it like a frisbee. Oh my god. Okay, one step further, right? Picking up a moderate-sized piece, tossing it like a frisbee, specifically to cut a creature in half that's trying to kill it, like trying to assault it. That's how you get a Grimdark. Brother, why did you throw that like a frisbee? I thought the dog wanted to play fetch! Ho 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 ho! God, imagine if this was the fucking home planet of a Space Marines chapter. Like, it's not. But, God, if there were natives on this planet, like native people on this planet that were culled for the Astartes program, that would be a very insane group of individuals. Okay, and these are supposed to be kind of low sloping shelves. Probably not exactly comfortable to try and walk around on, but still low sloping shelves. Just to facilitate some other way of getting up. And it's not like there's like, oh yeah, it takes a lot more energy to move through this terrain. So on the map, if you're trying to move through it, you have to assign more resources. Like, we don't have anything like that. It's just X amount per X units and X distance. I guess X amount per unit times distance. Point being. So this is more so just lore-wise, hey, it'd be fun to give people some way up. So like, you know, I was saying, oh yeah, it's so difficult to get from like, you know, over this mountain range. Really, it's not. Cheap way of making bad guys. What, have, oh my gosh, have like natives on this planet that are just kind of insane. It's true. Oh, the native... No, not the native planet dwellers being bad guys. Okay, what's a cheap way of making bad guys then? Like, I already forgot what I said. That would have indicated bad guys. Lots of obsidian sentinels inhabiting some empty hidden corner on the planet. Hold on, wait. This looks like a little cave. Imagine if we just put like a little space marine. It's like, hello. It wouldn't ever look like it, but it'd be really funny. Oh, draining the planet. Oh. Yeah, fair. I mean, trust me, all the bad guys are gonna be each of our armies on this terrain. It's like, it's not ending well for anyone involved. And the planet's not even, like, worth taking, really. It's like, it's basically been drained of all its resources. Are we the baddies? Yep. What was it? Like, I play Necrons primarily. And I would be... Like, my logic for this planet is that it's actually a Necron world. So underneath all this planet is, like... Whoop. It's like a bunch of Necrons. Right? That's the logic why the Necrons are even here. But... my Necron army is, beat to shit. Like, half of them are rusted and, like, destroyed. So, they're not exactly a very strong fighting force, but they're just like, yo, dog, we were here first. This is our house. And that's why they're trying to take the planet, is because, well, it's ours. Not, we want it, it's ours. We're kicking you off of it. No, you're thinking Tyranids. Necrons are robot mummies. They have scarab bugs, though. There are bugs in the Necrons. Spooky, scary skeletons, flaying all of your flesh. Although I've been really liking working with the Skittle Squad recently, so I'm tempted to do, like, the first campaign in this. Like, because we're doing what we're calling a Season 1 campaign, just to see if we're liking the rules for it. I'm tempted to do that Season 1 campaign as Tyranids, just to have an excuse to use them a bit. The Warhammer lore is fucking bonkers, and I love it. And it leans into how stupid it is, too, which makes it all the better. Okay. So we have and mountain pass. Kind of. And set of mountains. Let's work more on the plains here. Kind of define the edges a little bit. And yeah, when we were making, like, this map, what we did was we just grabbed a bunch of dice, assigned what they were, and rolled them on the table. And then we just drew shapes around the dice vaguely in the sets they were. That was it. Secret to unimmortality is hidden beneath all the toxic sludge. Oh, maybe. They're like, oh wow, now I can finally have flesh and have a soul again. Oh no, I'm being eaten by a giant bug. This sucks ass. That would be fitting. And it's just a big old, kind of like a beach. It's like, I kind of like the idea of this being like a floodplain. So let's actually erase away a little bit here. It's like a sandy floodplain. Pillbugs or roly-polies might look like a bug, but they're a type of crustacean. Correct! How are you abusing your new powers? You're sharing bug facts? Varasha found a roly-poly today. It was underneath the rug in my office. And she was like, super interested in this rug. I was like, what are you trying to do? So I picked it up, found a pill bug. I was like, oh. So I picked it up, put it in the frog enclosure because the frog enclosure needs like a new group of pill bugs. Shrimp is bugs. Yeah, shrimp is bugs. We should put some type of species in the sand here. Maybe some type of pill bug. Armored Colossi. The longer tail they use to help wrap themselves up. Yeah. And like 2 human size as well. It's like I just imagine them fucking big. Oh my god, and these things eat the razor grass. 1 second. Boom. I'm actually going to set that as a slightly transparent, so that way I know if ever I'm on that layer. But we need something that, like, kills these things. Well, I guess we could argue it's this guy. You know what? I like that logic, actually. Okay, so let's put one that's curled up in a ball down here. Like buried in the sand. They can hibernate for very long stretches of time in the obsidian sands, waiting for opportune times. And we need to put one over here as well. Second. Okay. Now. The Ohm from the Ghibli film, Nausicaa in the Valley one. I haven't seen that one yet. Let's just say that they ripped off from me then. Oh my god, these things remind me a lot of a Triops. Your favorite from Ghibli? It's like, I've only heard good from it. You looked up Triops? They aren't exactly lookers, you're not wrong. But they are fascinating creatures. And they're very easy to raise. I say very easy to raise. They're very easy to hatch, but in order to raise them to like reproduce and be able to start another round of them, you need to feed them a lot and make sure the water is like super clean, because they will absolutely cannibalize each other. And if the water gets too dirty from all the food you have to feed them, then that can kill them too. They're very competitive to survive. Yeah, no, they're not a dino, sorry. Cool creatures, though. And, like, commonly sold along with fucking brine shrimp as, like, pets. But it's like, those bitches will just consume each other. It's a lot different than brine shrimp. Interesting eyes on that critter. What, these things? They got antenna, not eyes. Oh, you're talking Triops, probably. Yeah. That's where they get the name from. Like, they're fascinating, they're cool. Nothing I'd really want to have myself, though. Partially because they're just so hard to keep with other things. But also, it's like, eh. Fascinating aminals, though. So we got 11 minutes until I should end stream. Do not recommend to put wild buns with tank pets. It's not recommended to put wild buns with tank pets. What is that? What? Wild bugs with tank pets? Where'd this come from? You have to remember, I'm very out of it. Oh, yeah, no, that was a while ago when you had said that, or when I said that. Yeah, I did, because there's, to my knowledge, no animals in this area that can cause frogs to, like, develop the poison. And there's nothing around here that should be able to harm them either. Granted, I guess I don't know that for total certainty, but there's already roly-polies around the area, and there's already, like, worms in their tank. There's actually, like, little tiny worms that are in their, like, little tiny earthworms that are in their enclosure. Like, I was digging around in the water, or in the leaves to see what creatures are there. Actually, quite a few. The ecosystem's doing really well. Snack. I mean, maybe they'll try and eat it later. Okay, we got Ochin over here, all around here. How are we doing on this? I mean, when we started this stream, we had like this and like this. That was it. So I would say we're probably at like the halfway point. Like the mangrove swamp, the forest down here, basalt mountains around here. We have to extend the mountain range a bit here, like a bit here. I think forest right here, plains right here, and then we have to do the edge of the continent for the ocean. Since the bugs can have diseases and parasites. I mean, you know, that's a fair point. Like I said, there's already a lot of wild things in there, but fair, I won't do any more. I just keep forgetting to order fucking isopods because I don't have a tank to like breed isopods in, and I'm gonna need to because almost all sizes of isopods the frogs can eat. So it's like I have to get really big isopods, like really big pill bugs that they won't be able to eat at in their full size, and then have a container that I can breed them in so I can pluck out full size ones, put those in there, and if they do breed in there, then, you know, probably gonna get eaten by the frogs. So it's like I gotta occasionally refresh full-sized ones, but like give them possibilities of surviving in there too. Anyways, I'm gonna call this a stream. I am tired. Let's save this. But yeah, map's looking good so far. Wow. Go eat a leaf. You go eat a leaf. You're a leaf eater. Ha, got him. Ending scene. We're gonna go raid mythics. Oh yeah, no, we're absolutely, I want to get ducky isopods. I want to get rubber ducky isopods, but I want to have the enclosure to like raise them first. But yeah, I am super tired. It's like, I don't know, go say hi to Mythics. They're a good bean. They're hanging out with a lot of people in their stream right now. And I'll see y'all hopefully in a couple of days where we're going to be continuing Mario Party.